After a restful sleep and no relief, it's starting to become quite clear. I'm gonna have to find some cigarettes pretty soon. My character is going nuts. Agitated, now in a permanent state. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Project Zomboid: Escape from Raven Creek. Last time we had the good fortune of being able to take this tower, which is pretty well fortified, even without any changes being made by me. However, we're going to need a lot more than a safe place to hang our hat. We're going to need supplies, tools, ways to level up our skills. And more importantly right now is some cigarettes so I can get rid of this agitated moodlet. That's the problem. It's basically free points once you can find some cigarettes and a means to light them. But prior to that moment, it's a major thorn in your side that you're going to have to deal with. So that's our goal for now. Now this isn't great. Last time I ran away from the warehouses, and there were quite a few behind me. And it looks like they've broken down the metal doors on these alleyways. On the one hand, that's good because it's an extra avenue for us, but remember, any one of these windows can be a surprise avenue for one of these things to come out and sneak up from behind. Now, thanks to the keen hearing trait, we will have a little bit of extra time to deal with that. But at the wrong moment, it could really cause us some issues. Especially since I can still hear them knocking on those doors inside the neighboring buildings, keeping me up at night. It seems like this corner is more clear for now, and as it is right outside of our place, we're going to want to start grabbing as much of this stuff as we possibly can that's in good shape. We don't want the pants, because if you look at them, you can see that they're not in perfect condition. Now, sometimes, obviously, clothes will spawn on zombies not in perfect condition, almost always drenched in blood, which can be washed. But we can also damage them ourselves if we come at them with a bladed weapon. Right now we're using blunt weapons, so they'll still be in pretty good shape, at least from us. But we're definitely going to want to gather up all of this high protection equipment as we can, as well as a gas mask because it looks cool. Now that we're literally carrying the weight of several firefighters' gear, you'll see we're extremely heavy load, and this is where part of the weakness of our base is going to start to come in. Yeah, we made it over the fence that time, but we were quite likely to fail that, just because we're carrying so friggin' much. And the fact that we can't open that door is going to cause us a lot of problems. So if zombies are outside of that banging on the door, pretty much our only choice is going to be to drop down into the garden, because we can, Walking Dead style, use a kitchen knife to jab them through the fence, but only if they're close enough, and as an oversight, I don't think we can stab them through the door itself. So that's going to be real dangerous if they actually pen us in like that. And because of these bars, we can only actually jump out of certain windows. Now, anytime you're gathering clothes from dead zombies, it's a good idea to go ahead and time warp through washing all of it in the sink as long as you still have infinite water. Do that before you store it, and it'll be good to go when it comes time to use it. Now I'm heading back out down the alleyway, and what you'll realize is now I actually have the moderate exertion moodle, and what that means is my character is starting to get a little bit exhausted. That's from carrying around all that stuff. It can happen from running too much, from fighting for too long, but it can also happen just from carrying a heavy load for a long time, which I was while I was washing all that stuff. What I should have done was rest up before I came out here. But in here is surely not the place to do so. Now you'll see it's taking me forever to push over that zombie, and every time I try to do so, and every time I swing, you see that the exhaustion and agitated moodle are both going. That means that I'm taking a penalty from those things when I try to perform the current action. Which is partly why I need to sit down, and partly why I need to find some cigarettes, man. Well, there is a whole other place right here, a second warehouse full of stuff. And some of this could potentially be quite useful. A lot of construction supplies, Propane torch, very nice to have in case we want to start disassembling these car wrecks and clear the road. Oop! Wait, that one has a bag. It's just a satchel, but it's a lot better than what we have on us right now. Die, please. And thanks you for the loot. Oh. Varsity jacket. This one wearing a friendship bracelet. I'm coming up with a weird habit of thanking the dead, but thank you. And whoever your friend was. Some of them, actually 4, which is more than I want to deal with right now, banging on those windows, more in the alley. I'm hoping that if I advance up a little bit, I'll be able to find like a convenience store or something, but even though this street in particular is pretty clear, there's a whole bunch of them still out here. I'm already starting to forget that it's really only my neck of the woods that's a little bit safe for the moment, and only after several days of fighting so many of them. I believe we're currently on day 3, yes. And of course, nothing's stopping a whole lot more of them from migrating down here any time, so it's good to clear them out little by little when we can. That's right, you get over here. It's actually kind of bizarre, none of the bodies have spawned cigarettes yet. Just one more. There's actually like a ton of them in there, a lot more than those 4. Real convenient that they're breaking out of the side windows independent of the doors, but the doors are made of stronger stuff than the windows, so maybe it's best if we just creep away and look for a better spot for cigarettes. Maybe we'll try checking dumpsters and garbage cans. That might actually work. And that's something I like about the loot distribution in this game, especially since the previous update that overhauled it. It makes you really rack your brain, like, okay, these weren't found in the place where you would normally expect to find them. Where else might have it reasonably? And a lot of the time, those obscure answers will bear fruit. Right now, I'm thinking about this convenience store here. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Smash. Remove broken glass, and just wait a moment to see if that noise brings any friendos. Yep, there's one. See, this is why you always want to wait when doing something like that, because you never know what's going to be coming in behind you. Normally, it's better practice to clear the entire surrounding area before entering a building, but, well, in a city, that's not exactly going to be viable, is it? Always remove broken glass. Choose that option before climbing through a window so you don't get cut up. Climb through, and it's always a good idea to open a door and close it again, just so that it's unlocked. Now we have found a water bottle. More water bottles, excellent. Yeah, these are great to have. Good stockpile for when the water goes out. Some food. This is all very good stuff. More perishable food, which we can eat guilt-free right away, since we are actually already losing a decent amount of weight. We're going to have to pig out a little bit. They're banging on that back door, I'm now realizing, but I've kind of got to get back there in order to look for cigarettes. Maybe there'll be a storeroom or something, since we haven't found anything in the front. No, this seems to go out onto an alleyway. Do you have any cigarettes? No. There's the storeroom. Now, you see my little panic moodle up there. Something that's kind of neat about this game, I believe you do actually gain more panic from engaging zombies in the dark, like your character gets scared of it. I will have that key, which will unlock anything in this building. You know, a lot of good non-perishables and cigarettes. Excellent. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And we can get rid of that agitated moodle. well, we take care of our needs one at a time, don't we? So some more cigarettes, more lighters, lots and lots of non-perishable food here. This is actually, this being right across the street from us is a very good thing. No. Alright, well, there's a whole lot of stuff we can loot from here. I'm going to start putting it into my satchel, because I think I explained in the last part, but the satchel and any bag not only gives you a bonus to carrying capacity, it actually reduces the weight of anything carried within. Grabbing these perishables is going to be a really good thing early on, because we can stick them in our fridge at home. And you know what? I'm also going to grab some magazines, comic books, because look, sometimes this game has you doing a lot of busy work, and as you can see up here, you can actually get depressed and bored and all that stuff, and so it really does give you an incentive to just kind of live in your base sometimes. You can find VHS tapes and watch TV. I'm trying to think what our next goal should be, and what I'm thinking is that we need to get a car up and running. I think at a certain point, we're going to have to figure out where we are in this city, get an idea of the geography beyond just our street, and figure out where that cordon actually is, and get an idea of what we're dealing with. Now, there are a few decent candidates. I'm kind of partial to something like a pickup or a van, but having a smaller, less gas-guzzling car is also a good thing for travel and maneuvering between these things. Now, we have discovered some propane torches, which we could use to start clearing these out, but that's quite a job to dismantle them all. There's a herd down there in front of the store. Locked. We can enter this one, but sadly no keys. I will take a pencil, though, and that CD for if we find a player later. Can't get into this one. These are all in really bad shape, so it's not like I want any of these, but it may become necessary. Bandages, comb, and there's already one at home, but I'll take a flashlight. Actually, I forgot to check the back of this. It does have some tools in the back. Could be potentially useful for if we try to start getting our mechanics skill up. Alright, well, there's a couple of good candidates for a vehicle, including that army truck that's just been abandoned on the corner there, but if we're to have any chance at even getting a look at it, we'll have to clear out this street. Which, you know the drill by now. Lure them little by little, and divide and conquer. Whenever zombies are banging on a surface, it seems like they'll kind of prioritize that over all else. If you want to get their attention when they're doing this, I sort of recommend hugging the wall and closing in like that. They seem to have a certain moment where they'll notice you. But yeah, that's this herd more or less dealt with. Whoa, now I see why you were attracted to this place. There's a whole bunch on the inside. Okay, those shutters, I believe are unbreakable, but then I said the same thing about the bars on the other place. We just have to assume that'll hold. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back there. AKA more than I can fight at a time. If they're gonna break it down, hopefully it happens when I'm not here. But these better conditioned cars don't seem to be letting me in. That's lame. We could break the windows, but I don't want to do that on a car that I'm gonna use. Sadly, nothing... Oh no. There's some stuff back here. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of actual ammo. Magazines, but no ammo. However, we do have a nice 13-inch blade. There we are. Haha, the general's in town. Bunch But those 5 loose 9mm rounds rolling around the back are really the only thing of use right now. If we find a rifle, though, we'll have to remember that stuff is there. No keys. I'm aware that military vehicles do not need keys, however, that's not the case in this game. I'm now realizing, though, it looks like there's some fortifications in that alley. Maybe we can get in the back of this place? I mean, it's probably... What kind of place is this? There's so many inside. And then banging on these surfaces, that does make noise to draw more. Yeah, this looks like some kind of survivor fortifications. But I don't trust this at all. I know there's tons and tons of zombies in this building right below us. I don't like the way stairs, like, block view in this game. We gotta be ready to move very quickly. I don't think we can even climb over these fences because there's stuff on the other side. Let's peek these corners. Seems like there's probably a TV or a radio inside somewhere. But lots of crates means potentially good loot. And another above-ground basement, which is filled with zombies. The line of sight is really not doing me any favors right now, which is why I'm really reluctant to hang out here. Going inside is always a very dangerous thing to do. But we can grab a crowbar, that's good for us. Yep. There's just tons of them down there. Who knows how many? I can hear them banging on all kinds of different doors. I want to have a look at this stuff, but it may not be wise to stay for long. Oh, it's the loot goblin part of my brain clashing with the survival part of my brain. And get used to that, because it's going to be a theme. Yeah, there's a lot of them coming from behind, which is making me worry that they might have broken through the building across the way. I'm gonna get out there. No, it doesn't look like they have, but there's still more of them in the alley. No, there is an open garage door there. So we've got to go. I think we're gonna have to end this day without a car, but certainly not empty-handed. We've actually gained a good amount of decent supplies, weapons, and knowledge. Not to mention we've cleared out further up the street. Oh, great. More neighbors moved in. Well, at least they're not showing up at my front gate. That would be the worst possible thing. Down and down. That one's wearing a riding helmet, which might actually be useful. That provides good protection. Ooh, and you're packing heat. Still gotta remember to get the guns back from the burn building. Oh. I've just found the second floor light switch. That's good to know. Let's just grab all this stuff. We honestly have so many pistols that they're really more worthwhile for the magazines that some of them contain. Because at a certain point, you're gonna have more guns than you know what to do with. You're just one person, but the magazines, you can always use more. What I'd really like, though, is a shotgun so that I can start training my firearms skill. Now, instead of using up shelf space, here's a cool thing Build 41 allows us to do. It's a nice immersion feature where we can actually place objects on the ground or on tables or wherever we want, really. So we can have our collection of guns loosely placed on the dining room table. Look at me walking down the street with my cap and my satchel. I look like some kind of post-apocalyptic postman. Somebody should make a movie with that premise. Yes, ma'am, I know your mail's running late. This neighboring corner actually seems surprisingly free of the dead. Unfortunately, the other end is not so, and it's also surprisingly free of cars. So I'm probably not going to pursue this direction. Man, you'd think it would be a lot easier to find a car in a city. Wait. Oh, wait, that one has a bathrobe. And slippers. Or, well, I guess we can't wear slippers, but yes! Yes, the bathrobe is intact. We'll be taking that home and washing it. A lot of activity inside these buildings, but not so much on the street since we've been killing so many. We've killed thus far 150 precisely. About to be 151. There we go. Oh, and here comes 52, 53, maybe even a 54 in the back. Oh, here's 54. Oh, come on, guys. It's first come, first served. Although fighting you next to this window is... well, it's not fun. I have no idea when these things will break, but they're not invincible. We learned that much. And more of your friends are joining you. I would actually prefer that you come this way instead of joining their assault. Oh, I can actually hit you from right here. Excellent. I'm not quite sure the physics of this, but it's very useful. I can just... oh! See, these bars work that way. Why not the bars on the door directly in front of my base? That would make things so much easier. This police car is in near perfect condition, but I... oop! Some useful stuff here, but sadly, no keys. Still keeping an eye on all the buildings around us to make sure we don't have unexpected company. Yeah, that is so lame. If we had enough electronics and mechanics skill, we could hotwire it, but it's not to be. Hello, you're carrying an annotated map of Louisville. Thank you for putting me down. This was my house. I had everything I needed, I thought. Yeah, see, that's something that's kind of cool about this game, that gives the world a lot of life where there's currently no NPCs. You can find maps of certain areas, and even though it's kind of a dated system since there is a new map system, it's really cool finding the annotated ones, which can be used as information to not only expand the world, but to lead you to certain goods. Ah, it's that bus we found the other day. Well, I suppose at this point there's no harm in having a look to see if we can get it running. And it's locked. Well, that's all the effort I'm willing to invest in that. What about this thing? Nope. Man, the world really doesn't want me to have a car. Ooh. We have a lot of good stuff inside the back of this ambulance. Gas cans, bottled disinfectant, beta blockers, which can be used to remove panic. These are all good things to have. We'll have to make a note of this. Too much to carry right now. There's even a trauma bag with a whole bunch of medical supplies in it. Oh, great. There's a whole bunch of them coming in. Hopefully I can back off without luring too many. Yeah, I spent a whole lot of time fighting zombies out here. Just a couple at a time. But I'm not here to fight, I'm here to find a car, but everything's either locked or doesn't have keys. Oh, wait, what is this? What is this? Some kind of military checkpoint? With a zombie carrying a coveted military backpack? These things are awesome. Oh, I can't believe it just walked right up to us. A large backpack, capacity 27, encumbrance reduction 85. Compare that to our satchel, which has an encumbrance reduction of only 30. I will have that, thank you. First of all, let's put that bag on the ground, where we can now access it, and we'll take everything in the satchel and transfer it over. Here's where that dexterous trait comes in handy, because we can move it all over fairly quickly. And then we'll want to take that and equip on back. Awesome. This sadly is not the cordon, though. In fact, I'm pretty sure what this means is that we're on the exact opposite side of the city from the cordon. We are really going to have to find a vehicle sooner rather than later, but for how late it is in the day, I think that direction is going to be a no-go. Will one of you military zombies please have a rifle on you or something? Oh, you know, I'm now realizing my maintenance skill is actually quite a lot higher than I thought. We probably could start taking on some of these larger groups using the machete. Oh wow, there's actually a whole bunch of them on me right now. You'll see we have the panicked Moodle, which means that we're going to start becoming less accurate with our hits, less likely to get a critical kill, which is why in these moments when there's more than we can handle, we do have to have the advantage of mostly knowing what's behind us and just kiting. We're not tired. We're able to do a head-to-head fight with something with a decent amount of reach. This is why once we start clearing out large groups, if we can find like a shotgun or something, it's going to be important to have those beta blockers that we found in the ambulance, because we can use that to remove our panic and gain aim. Or at least not lose aim. You never want them piling up on you like this. Especially if you can't control the flow and keep them all coming in a fairly linear line. Knocking them over is good because it means you have a few seconds where you won't have to deal with an individual. But you definitely don't want to allow them to fan out like this. This has actually gotten really hairy really fast. It's important to remain calm and Chuck Yeager this thing. There's actually more than I can handle. This is way more than I thought. There must have been like a bunch of them. Whoa, look at that. I can't lure this back home. I don't want this loitering outside my gate. Alright, you guys, come on. Man, if I had zoomed out even a little, I wouldn't have even bothered trying to fight that. Look, I'm drowsy. I am so not able to handle this right now. Can I get the kill on you? Yeah, there we are. It's just one less for later, I guess. But I'm going to lure you guys around the corner, so you're at least not immediately outside of my place. Alright, this might actually be a good thing. Everybody that follows me this way, in the direction I've already explored, is one more that's not in the direction I was just trying to explore, right? I'm gonna run this way and see if I can't do a loop around. I broke in line of sight. There's only a couple following me. I'm a good distance away. I think we'll be okay. The only question is, where is that herd gonna settle? They are still uncomfortably close to my base, and a bunch of them are still caught in this wreckage here. Crap. And now somebody's fired off a gunshot, which is going to stir them even more. This actually went from like a very fine predicament to actually a little bit dangerous real quickly. And that's the nature of this game. How am I getting where I'm trying to go? And now I'm tired, and now there's more closing in. I think what's happening is all the ones that were inside the buildings are starting to come out of the buildings. And so these streets are starting to repopulate a little bit. Oh, this is getting hard. It's after a full day of exploring, so I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm exhausted. Do I have anything to eat on me? If I can get safe, I can open up a can of food. I've already burned my potato chips for the day. There's even more over here. Still no keys. Oh no, I gotta run. Close that gap, close that gap, close that gap. Don't let them seal you off. Oh, none of this is ideal. But I kind of have no choice at the moment. And as I'm luring all these groups, like, they're gonna condense, and I am creating a new herd by doing this. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, geez. Oh. This is not what I needed. This is not what I needed at all. But once again, I can't lure them home. If I lure them home, I don't have a place to sleep. That's all coming this way. Maybe I can sneak past these, but that might be wishful thinking. Yeah. Alright, run. Gain distance. That's all I can do, is gain some distance. And hope that they end up on the side of the street with the storage units, or rather the warehouses, and not the side that I need to enter and exit my base. Maybe I can lose them amongst these cars? Well, they haven't rounded that corner yet. Maybe if I start sneaking now, they probably won't acquire me if they do, and I can go through that alley and enter my base safe and sound. I think that'll be doable. Now let's see, with our negative moodles, can we make it over the fence? We can. That hasn't failed us yet, but it will at some critical moment, I'm sure. But now that we're back, we should be fairly okay. Oh, I need to eat something, have a cigarette, and go to sleep. Because it has been quite a day. Unfortunately, not a very productive day, because we still have not found what we're looking for. This is the part the zombie action games can't show you. The part where you've narrowly avoided death, and now you're just appreciating the moment where you wash yourself off in the sink back at your base while cooking an amazing pork chop. Gonna taste all the better after all that. It's really nice being able to have this perch. It looks like we can just barely see that herd over there. They've kind of settled in those hedges by the bus. But now we've got the even bigger problem of more coming down this street that I just lured trying to get those off my back. So I think in the morning, we're going to go on a little bit of a combat mission. Alright, it is time now for some street sweeping. We have our machete, we have our protective suit on, that's about as good as it's going to get. And we've got to get to work. Unfortunately, our hands still are not protected. I haven't been able to find any leather gloves or anything of the sort. But we'll lure a few. If we can keep them in line, we should be able to kill each of them fairly quickly. I should probably take some beta blockers in order to get the most bang for our buck. Let's take these pills. We're going to come to rely on these things and watch as our Moodle of Panic melts away. The only thing that sucks about using a suit like this is that, for all its protection, it does actually slow down your attacks. So it's definitely something you have to consider risk versus reward here. Thankfully, the machete is a very quick killer, even at this low level. So it's very, very useful. Anytime we can get one alone, we'll just stomp it to death in order to save on condition, but I do have some duct tape on me to use to repair it in the field. And with maintenance, we should be able to do a pretty good job of that. I am not sure if maintenance affects our repair success, or if it, like, decreases the rate at which weapons degrade. I'm not sure which is which. In any case, we are already proving to be very effective in clearing these streets. Oh, and effective we need to be, because that is a whole bunch of them right on the other side of our base. Alright, these first few that trickle towards us are critical. They're the ones we have the easiest hits on, they're the ones we want to kill. Sadly, no success. We gotta turn and run away from this. This is where a shotgun would come in handy. But we don't have that ability. You just do not want to let them pile up on you. You slow down at the wrong moment, and that is the end of you. Luring them might be the best we can hope for. When we're more equipped to kill the fewer numbers that get in front of us. Just stop the conga line from getting bigger. Kill where we can, but I'm taking too many risks here. If you can get them alone... That one did it again! Heard another no out of that crowd. Alright, die. 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 Come on. We're thinning them out. The longer you can string them along without grouping them up in a fight, like I'm doing right now, the more you tend to be able to get them to form more of a line than a crowd. Which is good for kiting. And remember the rule, each one we kill makes the whole thing exponentially easier. I'm sorry, was there a survivor of our massacre? Okay, you're kind of starting to piss me off now. Our kill count is now 220. We've killed about 70 zombies since yesterday. Is that a wolf? Is nature really reclaiming the place that quickly? Guys, it's been less than a week. Oh wow, there's actually a ton of them here. It's actually really important to kill these ones, because when they're so close to your base like this, that's when they're the most dangerous. You could wake up one morning to find that this is all right in front of your base, and we need to take more beta blockers. I hear an alarm somewhere as well. One of the zombies must be wearing a digital wristwatch. Which, by the way, the level of detail where that's a thing... Kill you. Kill you, and you. Not bad at all. Oh, and more coming down this alley, meaning there's still more on that main street. I think it's the fact that this game is so difficult that makes you appreciate those moments where zombie carnage is not only fun, but necessary all the more. Also, I keep talking about how these herds have migrated all over the place, and that could be partially true, but I think that's just the nature of the beast, you know? In the city, they're all around you, even if you don't realize it. All these zombies are probably the ones that have been inside the apartment buildings this whole time. It's just that it's taken all this time for them to find their way out onto the streets. Whole bunch of them coming down from up north again. I can take them. It's also good to get our Longblade skill up, because Longblade are the most effective weapons in the game, and there will be other machetes, and when we have them, we want to be proficient with them, so that we don't have to stomp so many to death. But even at level 1, we are doing quite a good job. Now, we're going to sit in this car and just rest up. Just wait a while for our stamina to return. Oh, I see. You can't get up because you're technically trapped underneath. Well, I can help you with that. I'm a good fireman. One thing you'll notice... Get away. One thing you'll notice is that while I was sitting in that car, if you look at my watch, the temperature was actually going up. It is quite significantly hotter inside cars. You can actually bake yourself to death inside a car. And my character is quite hot right now anyway because he's wearing these firefighter clothes. Gotta say, I really appreciate the zombies waiting until I had decently established myself to start coming out in numbers. But it's really weird. Ooh, wait. That looks like a randomly generated survivor house. If we can get inside there, that's potentially some really good loot. Looks like the zombies have already done a good job of breaking most of the boards. Let's let them have at it for a little while and see what happens. In the meantime, while we wait for them to break those boards, Suppose we may as well continue the search for cars. Come on, come on. Oh, I hate that stupid wall crawl mechanic. Because they can basically change direction and hit you from like a million miles away. Don't let them bunch up. Yeah, a bunch of cars down at this intersection in good shape. Odds of any of them being useful to me? Practically zero, I think. I cannot catch a break with these cars. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. I think that one might have actually fallen out of the breezeway between the buildings. That's nuts. It's literally raining men. We should be real careful about this place going forward, if that's possible. Okay, there's actually like a ton of them coming out of here now. And I'm faced with the decision of whether I decide to fight and kill them all, or whether I just run because it's not near anything really of interest. I'm kind of thinking that I need to clear out the area near my base. This isn't all that near my base, but it's near enough to like my area of operations that I probably should. Oh, now here I am getting drowsy. Gotta at least take some beta blockers, which I don't know how many are in this thing, but I gotta be running out soon, right? If I haven't already run out. I don't see him. I might have already run out. Well, it seems like a couple of these windows at the Survivor House have broken. And that's definitely something we're gonna have to go and deal with. I will preemptively have a peek inside and remove this broken glass. But man, this is residential, tall buildings which can really hold a lot of loot. There's going to be so many containers and cupboards in there. But it's also going to be really intense, really dangerous. Zombies pouring out of every doorway, tight corners, dark hallways. But I think we're going to have to deal with that next time. But we are spent for the day. We're tired, we're hungry. Our machete is in need of repairs, and our clothes are in need of washing. Here's those ones in front of the base I was worried about. I can hear a whole bunch more behind me. Ah! Now is not the time for this. Are we gonna have to sleep in the burn building again? No, I've killed enough that I think I can just lure these. I can't really fight them, though. I'm running too low on machete condition. I've got to repair it. Wash it off. Treat it well. But man, this is becoming a real problem. I'm hoping that this is the herd that I led away yesterday, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Making a loop around the block. It seems like we've lost them. Just the one straggler. May not... How did you... Excuse me. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. What have we got? It's a scratch. Okay. Well, we can just kind of put a bandage on that. What is this crap? How did you get in here? More importantly, how do I deal with you? Can I climb over this wall? What is going on here? This is not making any sense to me. Look at my moodles. Literally everything is against me in combat right now. Only a minute ago we were a juggernaut. Yeah, at this point I'm almost hoping for you to knock that door down. This is getting absolutely insane. Yep, there it goes. Let's lure you as well. What is happening on this street? Where are they all coming from? Things were so easy up until today. Or the last couple of days, at least. And how did they get inside? That doesn't make any sense. If these guys follow me back to my base, they will follow me upstairs and eat me in my sleep. Ah, there's another herd right there. Just everywhere I go, there's a whole bunch of them clustered. I've killed hundreds of them today. How many can be in this area? The only thing I can think is maybe we can sneak up and fight only the couple that notice us inside, but even that might be too much. Might be all we can hope for. 3. 3 are coming in. 3 are coming in. If we can lure this upstairs, maybe we can deal with it. I don't like this at all. We're so slow. We're so weak. Okay, 1 is down. We can keep them down. That'll be a major advantage to us. Keep our eyes on those stairs for the 3rd. If another one comes up, that's probably the end of this run right here. But as long as we stand on them, it's like fighting 1. Now continue to hit. No! I really hope it's not more. This is so ridiculous. And it's doing the hitbox thing, where as long as somebody's standing up, that's all I can hit. I can't attack the ones on the ground, which is going to make this way harder. Okay, you've been turned into a crawler. We are absolutely painting this place with blood. Okay, that's 1 down, finally. That last one up the stairs is the first one we kill, oddly enough. Come on. Come on, just die. 2 down. Just die. Please. Please. Thank you. Oh boy. Oh, look at this room. Sustained our first injury, drenched in blood. With the front door down, we might sleep on the 3rd floor tonight just for safety. I actually don't know if there's a bed up there. Now we take a moment to dress our wounds. Get as comfortable as we deserve after that absolutely horrific day we've just had. And I guess repair our machete using some of the duct tape because we are going to need it tomorrow. When we go out and once again try to clear these streets, but honestly, I don't know what happened there. I could not have prepared to return to so many near our base after we had just killed so many. I don't understand what's going there, and it's honestly starting to make me suspect that something wonky is going on with the spawning. Almost like it repopulated the streets, but then they could have migrated or they could have come out of the buildings. This has been a real difficult day for us, and somebody's trampling the garden. I should actually not be risking anything by going outside right now. I shouldn't even be poking my head out. I'm getting comfortable, but really I should be placing something against these doors and just hoping that I don't die in my sleep, because there's now nothing physical stopping them from walking right up here. Both our doors are down. We may actually have to relocate very soon, because it's clear this place isn't cutting it, but I honestly don't know what would be any better. But those are all questions for next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.